But on that note, we have a very exciting guest. So welcome back to another episode of the Dingbat District Podcast. I'm very excited for this episode. Y'all get ready at home. Y'all make sure to check out his special Everything on YouTube. Y'all make some noise for Trey Mack coming on today.
Woo, woo, woo.
What's going on?
What's happening?
So before we get started, will you go ahead and plug up your social media for the people at home so they can find you online?
Yeah, Trey Mack Live. Trey with an EY, Mac with a CK, Live with a VE on everything.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
So we were talking about cruise ships before, and that's something that I do find very interesting because, as I figured out, I was very wrong multiple times in asking you how the cruise ships work.
Yeah.
So, first off, I wanted to debunk a rumor I kept hearing in that you needed 3 hours to work on a cruise ship.
No.
Okay, so will you go ahead and explain like how much time you do need to work on a cruise ship again, like you were outside?
For a cruise ship, you need an hour and a half.
Okay.
At minimum. If you want to be excellent, having more material is cool because they do repeat shows.
Right.
And if people like you, they'll come back. They got nothing else to do sometimes. So
right. And they're saying you were saying they're getting their 5 shows out of you.
Yeah.
They're like you said that you could do a 3-day stint on a boat and you were still doing your 5 shows.
Yeah, they're gonna get all 5. They're gonna get all 5. And different cruise lines require a different amount of shows and stuff too.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, I did a 7-day cruise and I performed like 7 times.
Oh my gosh.
And that was one of the cruise ships. You just had to have 2 45s.
Right.
So
okay.
After I did that, I'm repeating.
Right.
I'm repeating. For the most part, cruise ships are pretty big in the sense that you think they heard it before, but it's a whole new audience. They don't know you.
A whole new audience. They're full of shrimp and alcohol. They got the package.
Yeah.
They're just ready to hear someone talk.
It's just us as comedians. We like, they know my
that
my
one
stuff.
guy's crossing his arms in the back.
Right.
He's not having a fantastic time.
Right. And we got our little tricks and stuff. After you do your tricks, you like, man, I got nothing else, bro.
Y'all want to hear another pause? I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what to do. Shit. We were talking about that before too. We were talking about old comedians that got us into comedy because I'm an old school comedy nerd.
Okay.
It like above all else, I just mass consume comedy, and I'd love to hear like who got you started on it. Like who were you listening to? Who were your parents listening to? If that's who put you on, your friends that threw it out to you.
Okay. For me, Jamie Foxx.
Really? Okay.
Did you know he did stand up?
I knew he started at stand up,
Yeah.
and that's how he got the acting.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the newest special yet.
That don't start there.
Okay.
Go back.
Okay.
His first special came out the year I was born, 1994, straight from the foxhole.
Okay.
It was Jamie Foxx. I watched it when I was maybe in middle school or something like that. We had it on bootleg.
Really?
DVD. Yeah,
Off
yeah.
LimeWire?
I don't know.
Off DVD.
I don't know where my dad got it from, but I wore that DVD out, bro. Because Jamie Foxx did everything. He sings, he does impressions,
Right.
crowd work, callbacks, stories.
He's got it all. He's a showman.
Everything. And at the end, he plays the piano and makes the women fall in love with him. I'm like, bro, this is an experience.
Right.
This is not just a comedian telling jokes. This is a show, bro.
And that's so funny from like your perspective, probably because I didn't see that. I didn't see his first special. So watching him do all that and then eventually become something like Ray Charles, become I don't know. No one's ever seen this movie, but the Netflix movie Power, where he was the main lead.
I haven't seen it.
It's a superhero movie. I'm a nerd too, so like I loved it. It was a
Was
Netflix
he like
original.
a bad guy?
No, he was the stereotypical like rough and tumble guy. He's got a daughter that he's trying to protect, and it's a movie based
I
off
might
like
have seen
getting superpowers off of taking pills. Like
Okay.
each person takes a pill, and the pill reacts to them differently, and they get like animal superpowers. If that makes sense. Like
I haven't seen this.
it's a weird trippy thing, but Jamie Foxx was incredible.
Okay.
He was that was a good movie to watch if y'all are nerds and want to watch stuff at home.
Power.
People forget that like he won an Oscar, like
For which one?
for Ray Charles, that one.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'd never watched it, but I need to go back because it's been the one thing that like keeps popping up on my TikTok.
You've never watched Ray?
I've never watched Ray, and I love Ray too.
Wow.
I know it was just one of those things that never came up.
That's crazy.
I know.
to
I need
me.
to watch it.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
But before I forget, we'll come back to Ray Charles.
Okay.
Just like I need to go back and watch, and all y'all need to go back and watch. Please go watch Trey Mack special, Everything. We need to talk about that first because I really want to get this done. So y'all please stop the podcast here. Go watch Everything on YouTube. Came out in 2024. It was shot at the Star Dome, you said?
Star Dome.
Okay, so you said that was the first club you performed at when you were back living in Alabama. Were you still living in Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in high school, man.
Wait, you started in high school?
Yeah, I was 17.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did your parents have to come?
This room is the room I started in, bro.
That's crazy. So when did you shoot this?
I shot this on May 20th last year.
Wow.
And it's called Everything. So the first time I went, if you under 18, your parents got to go with you.
Right.
So my dad came with me, and I performed. And after the show, I don't think I did good. I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I did like 2 minutes.
Right.
And that was all I had. I just left. I asked him, how was it? He said, man, I've never seen nothing like you. He said, everything you touch turns to gold. And that's what I needed to hear. That kept me going, bro.
He Barry Bonds you.
I don't know if he lied or what, but that's what I needed to hear. And
That's a jump off.
12 years later, bro, I named his. He was in the room too. He was in the back.
Really?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I have the full circle. I could not imagine my dad being at my first set.
Nah.
So, was it a raunchy set? Like, were you doing stuff that your dad might not want to hear?
Nah. It wasn't too crazy.
See, I'm a trashy kid. Like, I'm a trashy kid. That's all my comedy. That's all my jokes.
Well,
I mean,
they know that.
we were talking about. They made it.
They rated, yeah.
But I can't talk about my dick being small in front of my mom. Like, she probably knows. I probably got my dad's dick. Hopefully, I don't have my mom's dick. But who really knows at the end of the day?
That'll be why. I know a lot of comedians that don't hold back in front of their parents, though, bro.
Oh man, there was one time that I just had to give up into the moment because they surprised me at a show, and this was back when friend of the show Noah Shark Robertson was trying to start a new comedy club, so he needed a proof of concept, and he opened it up in like a really small room inside of another building so it could seat 24 max.
Is he the owner of Sharks?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He started off in just rooms, and they were literal kill boxes. You had 24 people shoulder to shoulder. It was hot because of other people's breath, and they came and they sat in the front row, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm probably like 6 to 8 months in at the time, and like my only good joke that I had at the time was about just joking about my mom having postpartum depression, and it gets dark at the end of it, and she's sitting in the front row. I go, "Oh, I haven't done this joke in front of you yet." Oh no. I was just getting nervous, and then I get to the punchline, and she laughs. I go, "Oh, right. That's why I make these funnies, is because you're like this."
She laughed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
mom's like a sailor.
Okay.
She told me early on, people are going to hear you cursing and think of me like that, so you're going to curse correctly so you don't sound stupid.
Okay. That's different.
Yeah, it was a very different. If you were to look at me and say the stereotypical white kid that curses back at his parents,
That's you?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but they
Okay.
also call me a bitch. So like, it's a give and back, or it's a give and take.
It's normal.
It's normal.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a different norm, man. I don't even cuss.
Really?
Yeah. I used to, but I stopped. So
Good for you. That's
yeah,
it. Really is a
say
crutch.
I don't think, man. People say that, but I think some people just cuss, man.
Yeah.
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 I don't cuss in just regular life.
Right.
That's why I do it on my. It's not like I'm trying to do an image. I feel like if you cuss.
It's just one of those things where, like, there are also sometimes too where I'll catch myself cursing a lot, and then I'll catch myself cursing a lot less because of the company I'm around. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be if I'm gonna curse, I'm gonna curse.
Yeah.
Why am I half stepping on all this?
Yeah.
So it's just like a weird, like I've always cursed. I got in trouble for cursing in school, type of, like, I was that dirty little kid, and now I'm just like, I'm also a professional person now. I have a good job with a rep that I have to keep. And you're like, man, I want to be me, but also I don't want to make people upset. Like, I get it.
So in regular life, I think it's different.
Right.
Because we grown. So you
Yeah.
got to adapt. You can't just be cussing and you be like, bro, we at a PTA
We're
meeting,
at
bro.
Denny's
Like,
right now.
you don't have to be all the way you all the time.
Yeah,
But
tone it back. That's the moral of the story.
like when we doing comedy, bro, that's our place of peace. I
Yeah.
feel like you need to just be you You know what I'm saying?
That is something like there is the thing about if I want to get to hosting and stuff like that, I need to be able to work clean, and that's become my biggest thing is I don't write dirty material necessarily. It's just really my filler words because I don't know how you write jokes, but mine, like, if I write it down word for word, it comes out like a formula. Like, you can hear my formula.
Right.
So, like, I got to write in bullet points, and then those in between bullet points, I accidentally say a curse word because I'm trying to figure out the next bullet point.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, like, it's really just being more prepared.
Yeah.
But also, I'm still nervous.
Yeah.
Well, so, like, are you at the point where you're working so much now that you, like, the nerves have gone down? Or is it still, like, every time you walk out there, it's a whole new game?
It's still bad, man.
Yeah.
It's different, though. It used to be nervous because I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
Now it's nervous. It's just I want to be as good as I know I can be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't want this to be that bad night. You know what I mean?
It's the added pressure nerves now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I've seen that I can do this now.
I know I can do it.
Right.
I just hope I can do it tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because comedy, it will humble you, bro, if you get too proud.
If you let it, yeah.
If you just think, man, I got this, man. Comedy will humble you.
Man, every time I get high, I take on a roast battle, and then I get humbled so fast. I'm not good at roasting.
Why do you keep? I'm not good at either, so I don't do it.
Right.
Why do you do it and you know you're not good at it?
I feel like it's just a muscle that I should have because
Oh, okay.
another thing is I can get one person one time really well.
Right.
But after that, I'm like, well, that's just bullying. I'm not gonna pick on this person. Why am I
okay.
sitting here thinking about like 6 or 7 reasons why this guy looks like, a Truffle Shuffle from the Goonies?
Yeah.
I like at a certain point, I'm like, well, no one knows his content of his character, and that's what I want to roast. So, like, you don't know this guy, so this roast kind of is just like, oh, like he looks like this.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, man.
Okay.
It's like the roast of, like the Comedy Central ones. Those are the ones that are fun because you know all the people because they're celebrities.
Right.
But like the roast battles, like he said, they're all just like you're making fun of the person's appearance.
Yeah.
Because that's all the audience has to go off of. They don't know the person.
Okay.
Yeah, and for the sake of like, I don't mind making fun of someone's appearance. Like, I don't mean to sound like, oh, we don't need to do that. But also, like, if it's just that, at a certain point, I get tired of hearing a joke that could have made sense for 30 different type of people. You're like,
I got you.
I got one at a roast one time that didn't even sound like me, but I was trying to remember it. But it was along the lines of this dude was saying I looked like a boat kid. Like the short chubbies, the Sperry's. I'm like, no, dude. Like, I'm white trash as they come.
Yeah.
I look like I'm going to fix your AC unit. Like, what? I'm just white. Like, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So, like, have you done roast battles before?
I've never done a roast battle before. Nah. I've done like a RJ Prince.
Yeah.
He was on this.
Yeah.
RJ Prince, he had a birthday roast. And
Oh, okay.
we got this thing called the Dangerous Comedy Tour.
Yeah. He was talking about that on there.
Yeah. And all of us and some other people too, we just roasted RJ. But we know RJ.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know everybody else here too. So it was real fun.
That's what I like.
That was fun.
The roast of where, like, in a situation like that, you want to get to know the person in kind of like a,
Yeah.
this guy did that one thing this one time. We all remember. Yeah, like,
Right.
that's way more fun.
way more fun. That's the only one I ever did though.
I bet that was
Yeah.
like real fun. Too.
Man,
Like,
it was fun, dude.
Was that on the tour, or was this like a separate thing from the people with the tour?
It was everybody who was on the tour
Mhm.
roasted him, but also some other comedians who's not on the Dangerous tour.
Right.
They
okay.
roasted him too. But
So that's what I was asking. If that was like a date on the tour.
oh no.
Okay, that would have been fucking cool. Like,
That would have been cool.
just like one extra day, like the last day of the tour. It happens to be RJ's birthday.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just the final leg. That's where you ended at home, so all the family can come out.
That would be cool. But it was a tour, but not really.
Right.
One of them, like we just got a
Yeah.
couple dates, so we slapped the word tour on it.
Right.
Yeah. We just
If you're
we
going to
just
Dallas
excited.
and then Arlington the next day and then Flower Mound the next day, that's a tour.
It's a tour, right?
We're touring DFW.
We
Why
had
not?
like 3 dates that whole year, so we just called it a tour. It wasn't a tour, man. But it was fun though, bro. We had a lot of good stories and memories and stuff from it. So
That's fun.
yeah.
So, like, I'd love to hear some Do you have any stories from like the cruise ships? Because I don't know if you're allowed to talk about the stuff that happens on the cruise ships, but that's such a different environment because you go to do your set and then, like we were saying outside, you're just on the boat after you're done.
Yeah.
Like, what's your day-to-day on the cruise ship?
A lot of naps for me. a lot of naps, man. I try to get off at every port. Have you been on a cruise before?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
I'm afraid of big boats. I don't understand them.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
There's just so much boat to be floating. Like, that's so much.
If you think about it too much, you will trip out a little bit.
It's so much more of that boat is out of the water than in.
It don't make sense, bro.
It's science. I don't get it.
It makes no sense, man.
And you know what? Planes make sense to me. It make perfect sense.
Planes don't make sense to me either.
Like, at a certain point, I understand a turbine. I just don't understand buoyancy. Like,
Okay.
I can float, and that makes enough sense for me.
Okay. Got you. Okay. So you can swim.
I can swim.
Okay. You'll be all right, bro.
We'll figure it out. Everyone in those movies, they just wash up on shore anyways. You just got to wait. That's all. If you get off a boat, you just got to wait. You'll wash up somewhere.
It's not.
Sooner or later, you're going to get somewhere.
It's not Pirates of the Caribbean. I think you're gonna get eaten by a fucking shark.
Probably.
Yeah, you made it sound so simple.
Just float.
It's like
be fine.
Castaway.
Well, you know, if that's the circle of life, that's the circle of life. I was supposed to be shark bait.
Honestly, bro, I wouldn't go on a cruise if I wasn't working on it.
Really?
They seem boring, honestly.
It does seem boring. Like, I have no freedom of my schedule.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what we do at 2 to 2:30. You're like, well, I want to do it at 4.
Right.
I don't want to play shuffleboard at 2 to 2:30.
Nah,
That's when everyone's playing shuffleboard.
Right. You don't get to choose that. Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but it'll allow me to start doing comedy full time. So
Right.
that's
No,
what I
that's-
like about it.
Exactly. That's what you're leading to. Like, this is obviously probably just a stepping point. You want to go further
Hopefully.
than this, but this is like
Hopefully.
the first stepping stone in it.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know anyone that's doing all this. So, like, you seem like the guy that's made it to me already. So that's incredible just to see this.
Man, I feel like because the goal was always to do comedy full time.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Right, and you made
I
it.
got it. So I'm kind of in a weird space. Like, I don't even know what to pray for anymore. Because I'm like, dang,
Continuance?
what do I want now? I don't know what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like you just made it to the top of the mountain and now you're like, oh, what's the next mountain to go?
The mountain that I created for
Yeah.
myself. Yeah,
Right.
I made it to the top of it.
Yeah, and
So
now
I'm
you're
like,
just like, all right, what now?
yeah, I don't want to stop here. You know?
Yeah.
Can part of you just sit in it? Because that's something I can't do. I can't sit in my own happiness. I've got to do the next thing, and I think that's why I'm doing comedy, because there's always a way to get better.
Yeah.
I could always be at the next step, but do you think you could ever find a way to be content in that? Like, say nothing else ever comes. I don't think that's ever going to happen. You're a very funny man. I see all your clips. You're very funny.
Appreciate it, bro.
But, like, if nothing else ever comes, don't you think you could get to a point where that was enough?
No, I'm happy.
Right.
But that scares me, bruh. Because I'm 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be
Right.
like, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I don't want to die and be like, I could have did some more. I just don't
Tap
know
out
what.
early, you're like, man.
You're right. I really wish I had wanted more. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
I got it, and I'm like, man, I'm content. But I'm like, no, I know I need to try to do something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you know, it's weird right now because it's weird to put your goals into places because everything keeps changing. Like,
yeah,
the goal 5 years ago was get a Netflix special.
yeah,
Now that's not a big deal anymore.
yeah.
I don't even have Netflix anymore now that I think about it. Like, it's just
you
kinda,
don't want a Netflix special anymore.
I would love any sort of special, but also knowing I'm just past 2 years, I've got a quality 12 minutes. So I'm not asking to be on anyone's guest spots at this point. Like,
Okay.
I know where I am, and I just need a little more time. But like, I don't know what the next thing is. I think having a successful podcast and kind of re-transforming radio would be my next thing.
Yeah.
And that's why we were talking about out there. Like, we love this. The only problem I have is getting to cutting and trimming and editing clips. That's the one downside of this podcast. Other than that, I get to meet cool people all the time, let them in my house, and then after that we have a cool rapport.
Yeah.
I'll be able to wave and say hello, because otherwise I'm an anxious person that would be like, I've never talked to Trey.
Yeah.
They're like,
Me too. I'm
yeah.
anxious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even me, like, I've met so many people doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like people I would have never run into.
And, you
Never.
know, Blake, feel free to cut this out if you want to, but I'm curious on your perspective. Blake recently had a birthday, so happy belated birthday on
Hey,
pod.
Happy birthday, bro.
Um,
In December?
No, January 20th.
January
Inauguration day.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
Yeah.
birthday was December 20th.
oh,
wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's what's up.
Twin flames. But
happy late birthday too.
Appreciate it, dude.
so we had a couple bad days in a row. Just news about podcasting stuff, and then things that have happened throughout the day, and then Blake's birthday was coming up. He was a little down in the dumps, and then we had a couple people get to come out to just go to a what if dinner. Like we just went to Buffalo Wild Wings to celebrate his birthday, and I was curious to ask, like, did that feel weird?
No,
Because I felt bad that I didn't reach out to Mikey Smalls after.
no, no. He got fucked up anyways.
Okay.
He fell off his motorcycle.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
so he's been in a hospital.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't listen. I'm not a great friend sometimes. We talk so much.
No, the birthday was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was just one of those things where, like, after I did that, I was like, man, this is kind of weird. Like, I hope he doesn't think that I just invited my friends and that he knows that I invited
No.
his friends.
Like, I've gone to DCC before, like, without you and hung out with Peyton Payne and, like, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like, no, I didn't see it as, like, you invited me to come hang out with your friends. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool, man. I'm glad that, like, we've been able to give you a landing spot here in
Yeah.
the scene, too. Because, you know, the eventual goal is to make all these friends, too, and then be able to help Blake write a movie, or like have Blake help me write a movie with all the comedy friends, and there's like, hey, maybe this is our indie movie starting point, and that's where we go.
Dude, please do that.
Like, there's so many
Yeah.
places around here that no one shoots at. Like, my girlfriend lives in Breckenridge, Texas, and it's just this small little town where, like, just a regular Texas town. They've got football, and they don't even have, like, other sports after that, I don't think. They might have basketball.
Okay.
But if you walk around this town, it is the prettiest landscape, and it just needs to be in some sort of movie. And it's just a scrapyard town. Like, that's all it is. It's just a country town.
Yeah.
And I feel like we as comedians need to start, like, doing the extra stuff. Not everything needs to be comedy all the time.
Nah, for real, bro.
Like,
Yeah, you right.
do you ever sit down? Because I imagine you have some extra free time in between naps on the cruise ship. Do you ever sit down and
Plenty
try
of
to
time.
write, like, any scripts or anything like that, or any sketches?
Man, writing a script is so, to me, so big.
Right.
I don't even know how to start. It overwhelms me. I've never started.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
It's always been something in the back of my head that I've always thought about.
Mhm.
You're like, man, I've got these weird. I don't know if anyone else does this, but every time I hear a song, I write a movie scene to the song while I'm listening to it.
Wow.
And that's kind of how, like, I always love movies, because, like, I always wanted to write out a song playlist and then write the movie kind of thing.
Okay.
And
I kind of do something like that. When I hear a good song, I'll be like, I'm gonna put that in a movie one day.
that's exactly
Like, yeah, that's opening credits type of song. Or that's close. Yeah,
just
I do that.
because, like, at the end of the day, I can't make all the things that I feel a joke. Not
Right.
everyone wants to hear about how angry I am sometimes. So, like,
Yeah.
that it's got its own place in a different spot. And maybe that's how we restart and revitalize comedy again.
At least comedy movies, because you don't see good comedy movies anymore.
Right. Man, one of my dreams I always want, you have some comedians you watch they set and it's more than just jokes. You feel like you know them as a person a little bit, right?
Yeah, like a Louis C.K., a Bill Burr.
Like
You're
a
learning their
Louis-
problems.
Yeah, like a Bill Burr and something. I've always wanted to, I don't know where to start, but I want to, like, you see a comedian like that, I want to write a movie around that person. Because you
Right.
kind of got I just want you to be you.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to make this whole movie around you. I feel like a lot of comedians deserve to be leading actors in at least one movie.
In some sort of mental trauma.
Dave
Like,
Chappelle
that's-
needs a movie, dog. Like a
But that was kind of what
Yeah.
they were doing in the 90s with those sitcoms. But, like, it's just
right.
the networks were, on
It
some
is.
of them just got in the way too much of them.
Well, that
Yeah.
and they were writing these sitcoms, and then they wouldn't have the lead guy help write the script.
yeah.
They would just be like, remember when this happened in your life? And then the guy, Whitney Cummings, would be, no.
right.
I was in a West Virginia town, a small country town. I was never in the suburbs. Like, this never happened to me, but you're saying it had, like,
Yeah.
everything's just become like a fake thing. Like, Blake and I have been talking about how indie movies need to come back because everything is a Marvel movie right now.
Mhm.
and they're just like, I'm saying all that to say, like, maybe if you're at the top of your mountain, make a new one. Or like, you've gotten to the point where you're happy with what you've done with comedy, and I'm most likely saying this for myself at this point, and I'm just looking at you while saying it.
I'm receiving it too. Keep talking, bro.
But like, maybe the next thing is like, you know what? I got where I want to do with comedy. I don't want to quit on comedy, but like, maybe the next thing is adding another thing. Or like, I've got a friend, Jamie Jakes. Not only is he my chiropractor, or Blake's chiropractor, he's a comic. He runs an open mic, and he has a football analytics commentating channel. Like, he wants to be the next Pat McAfee. He loves Pat McAfee, so why not try and be his own? Yeah. And like, I've got so much respect to that. I don't want to be a commentator by any means, but having that different field of something, it seems so interesting. Like right now, I've just got this comedy podcast, but it's really just bullshitting. Like, I'm just talking.
Why you keep, no, bro, this is a good podcast, bro, because you talk to people that you're interested in talking to. Right. It's not like you're just trying to get the most famous guest or whatever, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think that's dope, bro. It's a lot of comedians that they're funny, but you like, man, I wish I knew a little bit more about them. You doing that, bro.
I thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And that's the other thing too is, I don't know where you lie, but I kind of lean more into liking the storytelling part of comedy rather than like the jokey joke, like old school New York, like the Seinfeld stuff. Okay. Like I love that stuff. I respect that stuff, but a lot of it seems so impersonal. Yeah. Unless you find the right, like a Joe List. Joe List will give you his life with a jokey joke. Yeah. That's what I like. He's really good.
He does do that.
But like, I've always been a storyteller because comedy clubs they like the LPMs, they like their laughs per minute, this, that, and the other. But like, I'd much rather just be sucked in. They're like, if you can, did you catch that? No. Okay. I don't know what that was, but
I think it was my chair.
Scare me.
I got some holiday weight on right now. Like, I gotta lose
buddy.
it.
It's just
the chair's creaking.
2 episodes in a row, I hear like a electrical sound, and then I keep thinking something's gonna blow up. Oh, we've made this room very pretty, but it's just a spray painted turd at this point.
Is it?
The framework around this house.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my grandmother's ex-boyfriend, who was also on crack, we think, was doing some extra stuff in here, and then he took some liberties. And now I don't think this side of the house gets AC whatsoever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Y'all got a backstory.
A fun house.
You never told me that story.
It's because I don't know, and also I don't know if he's dead. Like, I have no idea what
happened to Uncle Daryl. So there's like a 50-50 shot that like he was cooking meth in here?
Cooking meth? I don't think so, because my Nana was here. But
since she was old.
She was very old. She was. Okay. Blake, you just kind of shifted things. We might need to check some spots. There might be a crack pipe hidden in your closet.
This does look like a crack house from the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had a couple people say that.
Dude, that makes so much sense now.
I couldn't see it when I pulled up, bro. I couldn't get a good look at it, man.
It was dark outside.
It looked crazy.
If you look at it in the daylight, yeah, it's really not appealing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, look it up on Google Maps.
Okay,
yeah, you'll see the front of it.
It's also just weird because it's got that light brick color, so you pass by, you're like, what the hell is that?
You said that. I couldn't see nothing. I was like, bro, I'm just driving past houses. I'm gonna check it out, bro. Yeah, it looked like a respectable neighborhood. Just driving past.
It's a nice neighborhood. It's a lot of cargo short wearing whites. It's capital H whites. It's weird.
Cargo whites.
Yeah, there's too many white people with German shepherds like on my block. Like, they all got them.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's kind of it's a weird place to be. This is
it? Okay.
Yeah, it's got a fringe of like a country Nope. Like, if you saw that movie, or not Nope, Get Out.
Get Out. Okay, yeah.
It's got a little bit of that. You're like, there's something behind these people's eyes. Like, they're not this stupid.
Or maybe they are.
They might be. That one is. But, so you're from Alabama. When did you move here?
2021.
Okay,
January.
was that you said you started at 19, so that was post-comedy. Did you move here because this was the next, like, stop? Like, Dallas was the next hub to go to?
No, I was in the military 7 years.
Oh, yeah, what branch?
So, Air Force.
Okay, I was in the Navy.
Navy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. You was military, too?
No.
Okay.
I probably should have gone instead of getting a college degree that I wasted, but...
Yeah, that's why I didn't go to college, bro.
Yeah. I got a criminal justice degree, and now I couldn't be anything farther from that.
Bro, I think I know so many people with criminal justice degrees that
It's just like, I'm out. I'm done. I learned too much. I'm good.
But no, I was stationed in Shreveport
Okay.
for like 3 years. I love Shreveport. I felt that's my
fun.
second home, dog. But I used to drive to Dallas on Tuesdays and go to Dallas Hyenas.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
What was that
dude,
drive?
that's
like 3-4 hours?
3-4 hours after work. I would go so I could do my 3 minutes at 1 a.m. You know what I mean?
Isn't that nice? And now you're like, you got an hour spot or an hour drive to your next spot. And you're like, man,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
getting paid. It's just kind of a mic.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome. You're able to do that in the military, like being that close. Like,
Yeah, it was tough because I wouldn't get sleep that day.
yeah.
But
I was about to ask, were
I
there like
love
curfews
comedy,
that
man.
like kept you around from that?
No, you don't got. I didn't have curfew. As long as you show up to duty when you're
Yeah.
supposed to be there.
It's
Right,
like
I
a 250-mile radius from base. You're
Oh yeah,
allowed
you
to-
got a distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly.
But yeah, I would do that, and I said if I ever get out the military, I'm gonna move to Dallas because Dallas had a lot going on, and I never got to do the comedy club thing. Shreveport didn't have a comedy club when I was there.
Yeah.
I just did comedy in Birmingham a year and a half. Then I joined the military. So
Okay.
I
So-
was just
Was it just this club in Birmingham?
yeah. That's the only comedy club we have.
Wow. So the other people have spots, like
Bunch of spots.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, clubs
makes
that
sense.
let you do some comedy. You're just
Right.
rooms. Yeah, but comedy clubs, bruh, y'all got like 11 clubs here, man.
Right.
So
Hey,
I'm like, man, I gotta get there.
I went to go visit a friend that moved out to LA, and while I was there, I did a couple spots,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just talking to people, and there were a bunch of people that had gone and done like spots in LA, people back here that had gone and done spots in like New York and stuff.
Mhm.
I think Dallas is kind of the best hybrid.
Yeah,
Like
I
maybe New
agree.
York is the best if you like the best of the best. You go there once you're ready,
mm-hmm.
but like for now, work and get here, and then get big, and then you've got all of the clubs that'll work you. And then you won't have the non-competer law either to start up.
Yeah,
Because like the LA stuff, they were making me pay to do mics. I'm like, yo, what's going on here? It's
That-
11 o'clock at night, and all the people that paid to be on are the people in the audience. Like, I'm not doing this for y'all. I came here to just figure out what's going on in LA.
Yeah, nah, Dallas. People talk about all these other scenes. I think I'm gonna stay in Dallas forever, bro.
Right.
That's all I need, man.
You know, and I'd love to see like new scenes pop up because I don't mind leaving Dallas, the idea of it, but it's not going to be for Austin.
Nah, I don't.
Austin's already hit its limit. It's
Yeah.
It's kind of done until it's just ready to be done. But like,
Okay.
I've heard good things about Nashville. Like Nashville might be the next place,
I have to. Yeah.
and that could be fun. Like living out in like I've always loved the woods. Like just living out in the woods and then going in to do comedy every night. That
Yeah.
can be so fun.
Yeah.
And Nashville's just like it's kind of a nice mix of like a party town, but everyone goes to bed at midnight, so it's quiet.
It's a pretty area up there in Nashville.
Yeah. Nah, I think Nashville would be cool. That's where Nate Bargatze is and stuff, right?
Yeah. He's up there.
I think
he's
Theo
starting a
Von-
bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn's up there now.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to see something happen in Louisiana. I love Louisiana so much, but it's just not conducive for it.
What part? Shreveport? Or-
I haven't been to Shreveport, but I went and visited New Orleans, and that
Okay.
was one of my favorite places I've ever been in my entire life.
oh
I
wow.
loved it down there. Loved the vibe. Everyone's like hanging out, and
Yeah.
everyone's eating a fucking po' boy. It's just great. It's just a nice vibe. You get the ocean breeze a little bit. You get to see a little bit of crazy, which is what you want to see. Then you go back to your respective home where it's not as crazy.
You gotta have a little bit of crazy, bro. Just
Something about like living up in those brownstones at the top of French Quarter. That would be so cool. Just that little like Ernest Hemingway life. You're like, what are you doing? And you're just like, I'm just a recluse now. That's all I do. I just sit out and watch the people.
yeah. No, that seems like a beautiful life, bro. But yeah, I love Dallas, man. I can't see me going nowhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nice too because we also got two independent scenes of each other. Like Fort Worth and Dallas are different, and they got two other sets of clubs too. Like you got
Facts.
Dallas, and then you also got just DFW.
Mhm.
Because in the DFW, you got Addison, you got all the stuff. You got really Tyler, Rose City and Tyler too. That's not that terrible of a drive from Dallas, so you're hitting a
Yeah.
different market.
yeah.
And have you been over there yet?
Yeah, I was there opening night.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
didn't you headline it?
No.
Okay.
It's coming up. I have
Okay.
to look
Yeah,
it up.
because I've seen flyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
for-
seen? I haven't even seen the flyer yet, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining shit, but
he texted me today. He was like, "I'm getting the flyer ready for you." So I
That's
don't know what
awesome,
you
man.
saw. I headlined the old one.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
that's
might
probably
have
what it was.
Okay.
The old one was fun as hell too. Like
It's always fun, man.
it was telling me he was telling me he was gonna upgrade the last time I was there. I was like, really? Yeah, like this spot is like you finally got this spot to where it was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Especially as I never got to be in the old one, but like when it was a self-help repair shop.
Yeah, I heard story. I never saw it.
Yeah,
But
it seemed fun. Like just a whole wide stage and no depth whatsoever, just
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
over the whole crowd.
have you seen the new club though?
No, I haven't been able to get out there yet. It looks
Bruh.
amazing from the pictures.
I think it's gonna be one of them ones that comedians want to get to. It's
Right.
beautiful in there, bro.
And he's starting to pull like, not to sound disrespectful, but like not the bigger headliners coming too. But like he's had John Reap, he's had Tim Meadows, like actual dudes are coming through his club now too. So
Mhm.
and he's getting some notoriety through there.
Yeah.
He was telling me about someone coming through that I can't remember, but it was like another big name. You're like, yo, this is like
Bill Bellamy's supposed to come through.
maybe that's who it was. Bill Bell, like
Jeremiah Watkins is coming.
I saw that the other day.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, like if he
Yeah.
could start having someone do something like that, like oh Jeremiah Watkins, and then Jeremiah Watkins is also gonna do his stand up on the spot here once.
Yeah.
That's the jump off.
That's how you do it.
He's already made. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to live in the back of his comedy club anymore.
He's already not in there no more. This next, bro, you gotta. It's beautiful. It feels like if it was in the city, it would rival the major clubs.
Really?
Yeah, bro. The blow up is crazy.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for him.
Yeah,
and now he's
yeah.
got his liquor license too, so he doesn't have the BYOB problem.
Yeah, it's great, bro. He was at the point he was like, he's probably about to get the staff to start dressing like at the
Really?
improv, like
the full
ties
dress.
and stuff.
Nice.
It's that nice.
It's regal.
It's nice, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Have
From
you-
the phone shop to
Right.
like a
Four
real
iterations
comedy club.
over such little time.
That's motivating, really. Bro.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna get into that because that's his business. But yeah, it's really motivating to like see what he's gone through to like where he is now in such a
Yeah.
short span of time, and he's got so much respect in the game. And he's talking about how he was making good people with like I didn't realize Tyler had a rich side of Tyler. Like I just figured it was all like cattles and dairies
No,
and stuff like
yeah.
that in a town. No, it's got like its own little Frisco just tucked away.
Really?
And he was talking about like he's got notoriety with those people now, and like they're all just chatting with each other, so it's spreading around there. So he's getting like full on audiences, like through and through, like from not so rich to rich.
Yeah.
And that's so cool.
That is cool.
When are you headlining down there or over there? I should say.
In March. It's in
March,
March.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun.
Of all the clubs I've heard you
have to look
guys
it up.
talk about on this podcast, that's the one I've wanted to go to. Like,
Yeah.
you guys talk it up so.
And, you know, it was so fun that
Yeah.
one time I drove on a Monday to go to their open mic, like just figuring it out because I'd seen pictures, everyone was going, I hadn't been invited yet, so I was like, you know, I'll do the
'Cause
old school thing.
now
You
you're-
just go.
That's not a bad drive either from
Not at
Dallas to
all.
Tyler.
Not at
Like,
all.
It's
It's just bad from here.
Yeah.
It makes it an extra hour, but
yeah. Once you get out of Dallas, like it's
Yeah.
a chill drive.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's worth it too. You need to just pop up one day, dude.
I might go to your show.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Okay.
yeah, that'd be great.
For real, let me know.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like, so, okay, I do want to go back to the special. So,
All right.
because like,
Yeah, let's
how-
talk about it.
How
bro.
long did it take y'all to edit this? And were you editing, or did you have like a team come through? Did you hire a guy?
So this is my first special right here.
Oh, you have 2 specials?
Oh wow.
Okay, so take a step back. Also, go watch Have Fun, the full comedy special.
That's we recorded that in Shreveport.
Okay.
So my videographer, shout out to Bruce Nix, he recorded that one, and I just trust him. I told him after this came out so good, I said, man, you gonna do
Run
every
with it.
one of my specials forever.
Right.
So we recorded it, and Bruce has been shooting stuff since I was 19.
Okay.
When
Oh,
I
wow.
started, he was trying to make TV shows. He's one of them visionaries. He's like,
Right.
man, we just put some stuff together, indie projects. So he
You're my Bruce.
was dope and everything. He's got video of me like when I was 19 performing in that little room.
Yeah.
He got video of me signing up for the military.
Really?
Yeah, because he followed me with a camera that day. So he got stuff that I forgot he had, bruh.
Wow.
So we recorded it, and then I trusted him.
Was Bruce just like your friend independently, or was like he in the club with you, or how did y'all meet?
How did I meet Bruce? I think They were doing a thing. Okay, I met Bruce. They were doing this thing called Comedy Virgins.
Okay.
Like young comedians, and they were looking for comedians like within the first couple years of doing comedy.
Right.
And I was one of the people that they suggested to him.
Very cool.
So he picked like 4 comedians, and they was like following us, where we was from and what we would do.
Right.
I worked at Taco Casa at the time, so yeah, I used to pull up to the open mic with my taco stuff on, bro. So he would just follow that journey and stuff like that. So we just locked in from that. Nothing ever happened with the footage that he shot, but we've just been cool ever since that, man.
Nothing's happened yet.
Nothing happened with that. So, but he got the footage. So hey.
That would be like a cool you get to your 4th special.
Yeah.
You get to your 4th special and you got the flashback.
Yeah.
That would be cool, man. Where did you shoot this at in Shreveport?
This was at.
Oh, this might be.
What is it called? Shreveport. My memory, dude. I can't remember, dog.
I can't even think about what I had for lunch today. Like it's so bad at this point.
I can't remember it, bro. Dang, I knew it for a long time. This was like 7 years ago, though, so
okay.
I don't remember. But it was a dope little venue. It had a built-in sound booth, so you could record the special, and when they finish, they got the audio for you. So
already
that's nice.
So you can put it out on social,
That's so nice.
Spotify and stuff like that too. So yeah. Bro. I was super proud of this thing.
Yeah,
dude.
this looks really good.
Yeah.
Especially for 7 years ago too.
Yeah.
You don't realize what technology was 7 years ago to like what we're running in here.
Right.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
That's why I trusted him, because it looked so good. I was like, man, you know what you're doing. And he told me, he said, the next time you shoot a special, it's gonna look even better.
Oh
so,
yeah.
You gotta trust him on that.
Look at that, bro.
Yeah.
That's such a nice.
That's my ex-girlfriend parents. Yeah, it looked
Forever
good.
shot in time.
Did they sign the release form?
They did. We had release forms.
Yeah.
But they were cool. They still support my career and stuff, man. They just cool people.
That's good.
Okay, so this is a random question, but you said your memory is bad at this point. Is it bad from a thing, or have you always had a bad memory? Because like I could tell you, I've definitely had quite a few concussions at this point. And like my short-term memory wasn't always great, but it's definitely worse now.
That's a good reason. I was talking to a friend about this yesterday. I think I made it bad.
Really?
I think I blocked stuff out.
Oh, no, I've done that.
So selective.
I've done that.
Yeah, because comedy used to take me up and down like this.
Right.
I didn't like that.
Right.
So I just stopped putting
just set
so
me at
much.
like a 6 or a 7. Like if I could just stay keel.
Yeah, I just want to be here, bro. Because you're going to have bad shows.
Right.
I can't have that sway me. I do this for a living.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to have great shows. I can't have that sway me either. So.
And my mood for the next couple days is always just based on the last set I had.
Bro, I don't want that. I can't have that. I got other stuff to do, man.
Right. And then, like, especially early out when you're starting comedy, like when I was first starting, I probably hit upwards of like 12 to 13 mics a week. When I could get out, I was doing too much.
In Dallas?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that was another thing is I never met people. Another reason I started this is because I would do my set and go.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I was just working, like, trying to get confident on stage, and then I can get to the jokes, basically.
I respect that.
And it had its own things. I could have just done everything at the same time. That would have just, like, I just met people, marketed, done this and that and the other. I didn't have to, like, be a ghost first, and then come, like, hey, I've been doing it for 8 months. Y'all have seen me like once or twice.
Yeah.
How's it going? I guess I'll finally introduce myself. I'm not as autistic as you think. I'll come say hi.
Sometimes though, you gotta like just kind of like dip your foot in. Like you don't want to come into like a setting and be like that super loud person, the super loud new guy that kind of gets on everybody's nerves.
Yeah, don't want to be that.
Yeah, sometimes it's better, the other way.
Right. But like what I was saying with that was I was at a point where it would get to I'd do the first mic of the night and it'd go bad. And I'm like, all right, so I guess I do have to hit another one. Okay. You go to the next one, and you're like, that's just a poor audience already. You're like, no. Then you got to hit that third one for the night, and it's also bad because it's the 11 p.m. mic on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'm going to be very upset for the next 4 days. Like, this is not going to be good.
I've been there, bro.
Yeah.
And so I got to a point, it's kind of bad. I don't even know my schedule. I don't know what show I'm going to do until the day before. I'm not thinking about it.
Right.
When I get to the show, I don't ask how much time I don't ask no question. I just
do it.
I don't want to know nothing, bro. I just want to do it and then forget about it and do the next thing.
Almost like, because at that point it makes it a job again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you just want it to go out and be fun. So like, I'll get on and I'll do, and then you just light me. Like,
Right.
if I do 45, that's fine. If I do an hour, that's fine.
Man, yeah, I don't want to think about it, bro. Because
Right.
whenever I think about it, then I start planning, and you know how comedy is. You plan, and then you get there, you like, that's not gonna work tonight.
Right. And sometimes the plan works, and then most times it doesn't.
most time it doesn't, and you be like, I spent 3 hours.
Right. I have a plan. I'm sticking to it, and then halfway through that plan, you're like, I should have quit. I should have quit when I had the chance.
Or I should have went on and called that audible. even though I knew I planned all this stuff when I saw the audience, I should have been like, I'm gonna just go with the flow tonight.
Right.
And for me, I found that's way better every time when you just go in there and be like, okay, this is where the room is taking me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just go there. So I think that's why it's bad. I think I made it that way.
Well, but you're also, we were talking about it before, you can crowd work. I'm not going to say you're a crowd work dude, but like you can crowd work and you like it, right?
Yeah. I enjoy it. Yeah.
And you know, that's so nice when you got one of those like situations where you got to call an audible.
Yeah.
That you need to be like, hey, how are y'all doing?
Right.
Y'all been married a couple years? Yeah. I can see. Just like get the attention off me for a second and I'll win it back. But you take it.
Right. And I think a healthy dose of crowd work in every set is good.
Right.
I think it's good for the audience. It's good for the comedian because you don't want to just be stuck in your set all the time, bro. You're going to get bored. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like you can't have an intermission at a comedy show. So like, here's a break. How's it going?
Right. And then you got some intel on the audience.
Right.
So you can do a joke and call back to, like, you can make.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you do crowd work intentionally, you can make every set a little bit different. Like, it'll never be quite the same set because you learning people names and then you going back to them in the middle of the joke and you know what I mean?
It makes it new.
It makes it new, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
You know, we were talking about old school, like being fans of old school comedy. Like Dave Attell, he's rumored to like never have the same set.
Okay, I can see that.
Like it's usually the same jokes, but he's changing the order constantly. His closer becomes his opener just for the fuck of it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing, and that's what I respect. There's a reason that all the New York dudes call him God. Yeah. Like, that is the guy there.
You know what I like about Dave Attell the most, though? It's like he doesn't care. He just want to do comedy.
Right.
He's not trying to. I'm this or that. Like I saw him on a few podcasts. They be trying to give him praise. He like, let's talk about something else.
Right. Stop it.
He's just doing comedy. He just love comedy, man.
He loves seeing if his tag is gonna stick.
Yeah. He's just, bruh. He's not caught up in none of that other stuff. I like that.
Yeah, like there's something so cool about the dude because like he's even got to the point where he'll have one setup and 3 punchlines. And he'll have someone follow him that night, and he's like, "It went so well at the first one. Why'd you change the punchline?" Like, that could have gone better. Like, he's just the guy. Like, well, why not? Like, just living in a why not as a comic. Like, you lucky bastard. You've got free reign.
I want to talk to him, man.
Right.
Like, I want to see him. I want to really talk to him about just how his mind works and how he sees life, because I feel like he kind of got it figured out, bro.
I want to watch his therapy session. I want to see like those old school medical sessions where you can watch a surgery. I want to watch the doctors fucking tear that brain apart.
Yeah,
I need to see it.
What made you like this, bro? Yeah. So
I'm thinking about this because he was just on it. Have you ever heard of Story Wars?
No.
So Big J Okerson just started a show with his podcast partner from Legion of Skanks, and it's a whole game show they've made where every guest on submits a couple stories based on the theme for the night.
Okay.
They say the story at random, and then you're trying to guess whose story it is, and that story it is, he's trying to play it off like it isn't his.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So like everyone's constantly guessing, and then at the end of like each round, the point is to tell the story, and it's so fun because it becomes a comedy show, mostly because all these people are trying to get points that don't matter for a book that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then all these dudes are telling these funny stories they've never told, even though they're comedians, and they just happen to be the funniest story. And you're like, yo, you've been sitting on this and you're a comic? Like, that's crazy.
Is it like a This Is Not Happening type joint?
It's basically like if you took This Is Not Happening and then threw it into a game show. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Dave Attell has been on, and like hypothetically, I can't remember the exact episode, but it'd be like Dave Attell, Dan Soder, and Dave Chappelle with Big J and Louis J. Gomez. And then all 5 of these people submit 5 stories based on getting embarrassed.
Okay.
And then they're trying to figure it out. It's so fun.
What is it on something?
It's just on YouTube.
Okay. Story Wars.
Story Wars. They do it live at the VU in New York, the Village Underground, I think.
Okay.
And it's just so fun. Like
have to
going
check
back
that
to
out,
like
bro.
seeing different things.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. Like never have I wanted to be a game show host or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just doing my best Richard Gere impression. But like it's so fun because it's just making us all kids again playing a game, but it's all based around comedy.
That do sound super engaging and interesting. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like it was something they just started on the podcast. It became a bit sketch that they did on the show, and you're like, this is. I think we accidentally caught lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
And then they just made a whole different spin-off of their podcast from it.
I dig that. I like that.
Have you thought about doing a podcast like a solo or anything like that while you're out doing cruise ships or anything like that?
Yeah.
And that would be so interesting just to hear your day-to-day while you're in a different, complete like lifestyle at the moment.
Yeah, I thought about it. I don't talk a lot though, bro. I'm not a talker.
You don't need to be a talker. Like
For a podcast?
no, but
Well,
like
you kind of do.
Like
you do, like Bill Burr, I wouldn't call him a talker, but he'll come on. He's got a podcast he does like every Monday and Thursday,
and he just talking
and he's just talking it to himself.
to
but like,
himself.
but he'll do like segments. Like he'll do it for like 20, 30 minutes and then pause it and then come back later in the day after the show, and then he'll
Oh.
just talk about the show that happened or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like I'd love to hear your perspective. Like while everyone's stuck on land and like going through that, like. I just had to deal with some lady that vomited shrimp everywhere, and now she's just gonna go lay out by the pool and nothing's gonna happen.
Oh,
Like it might not be as bad as I'm making out in my head. Like maybe a cruise ship is just very normal.
no, it's interesting for sure.
Okay, so like, what's a story you've had that on these cruise ships?
So I performed on election night on a cruise ship.
Really?
And cruise ships are real white. I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a red leaning ship for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to perform. I did. It was one of the nights I was like, I don't want to do this
You can't make me.
because you just feel it in the air.
Yeah.
You're like, somebody gonna say something crazy, and I'm this black boy up here, and I don't know what type of hatred is in the room. Right? I don't got no hate, but
Yeah, you can just sense that someone's grinding their teeth in the middle of the audience. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna be able to find you. This is gonna be tough.
And that demographic's like older white people
Old
with like
white
a
people.
little bit of money to where they can be cunty, but like not enough to where
And you
they
know
don't
they're
have
gonna
to
be drinking.
Yeah.
yeah, bruh. So, I had a Trump joke. I do it during my birthday shout outs. I say shout out to all the birthdays, happy anniversary. If you just got out of jail, welcome home. I say it's okay to be a felon. You can still be the president.
Right.
And that got like an applause break. I did that at the beginning. And I was like,
Oh, no.
we cool. Like they was you know, because it's just the truth. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm not taking no shot or nothing like that.
Yeah, they're
but
probably on that cruise ship during voting time for a reason.
yeah,
They're trying to get away from it, so I'm
I
gonna
didn't
get
think
drunk
about
by
that.
the pool.
You
Yeah.
can take that joke both ways though, too.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is the
You could
smart
take it.
thing about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not something you see a whole lot anymore. That used to be the comedian's job back in the day. It was to make fun of both sides.
Right.
And now it's just like you find a political. I mean, there's always been political comics. Like David Cross was always a political left-leaning dude.
Mm.
But like, no one's taking shots really anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And when they are, it's like they're taking shots and defending a guy. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
You're a You're not supposed to believe in any of this.
That's the jokes that I like. It's like I still don't know where he stands.
Yeah.
That's a good observation and that makes sense, but I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like stuff like that.
That was
Don't get too emotional up there, bro. Like,
right. It's all a joke.
yeah,
It's all a
because
joke. In 4 years, he'll be done or he'll be back, and he won't be able to do anything to you directly.
yeah,
Probably.
because it's already a touchy subject. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to. But after that, I think they needed to hear that just so everybody, because it was the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And then we did that, and it was one of the best shows. I was like, man.
That's great.
And I did not want to do it, bro. But stuff like that, I've had crazy hecklers and people, you know, walking up to the stage. Not no Chris Rock type stuff, but they
Right.
drunk. They just
Right.
having a good time. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun stuff that I could talk about. But, bro, talking makes me tired, bro. I be having a headache. If I talk a lot, I'll be like, bro, I don't want to talk for a day now. You know what I mean?
True.
So, I don't know if I'll be good for it, dog. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to like push something that's not there. I just feel like, and this also might be, this is what I end up doing is I end up pitching people that like almost for us, by us, like kind of like make something for comics. And then you realize that like that's not a huge demographic. So it's just kind of a land of the lost thing.
No, I would do it. I would, because I'm a comedian that likes stuff that comedians do that
Right.
only we might understand. But it has to click in my head and it has to feel important.
Yeah, you can't sit down to make something. You just got to want to make something.
Yeah. If something clicks and be like, no, this is purposeful. Like,
Right.
This can help somebody, even if it's just comedians. I'll do it. But
So
it hadn't clicked yet.
It sounds like it's the same way during your set. Like you don't seem like you sit down and write out a set. It seems like you think about something like in the shower while you're driving or something like are you traditional sit down at all, or are you just like a not fly by the seat of your pants, but like you're writing bullet points and stuff like that?
Like my jokes?
Yeah.
I don't write my jokes anymore.
Oh, really?
I used to write them word for word.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But it was another thing that kept me up and down, because you write this page of jokes and it doesn't work.
Right.
Now I'm sad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to try it first, and then I'll write it down, because my memory, I was like, write it down so I remember it. And it got to the point I was like, if I remember it, yeah, I do. If I don't, I'll make something else. So
Yeah.
it's bullet points. It's
Okay.
bullet points. And most of the time I just write the order that I plan on doing it,
Right.
and then I get there and that changes. But I have to look at it so it's in my head, and then it'll come out where it's supposed to.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's fun too, because like I've had that a couple times where like the fifth or sixth joke ends up being like the third just because something happened.
Right.
Like something you're like, you just drop it. Oh, I got that. That.
Right.
Thank you for doing that. Will you come to every show and please drop a drink or whatever it is?
Don't fight. I used to fight it. I'd be like, nah, this is the set. I'm doing it. Don't fight it. Let it happen, bro.
Yeah, I had one, I think it was a couple Fridays ago, where I've got this joke where I'm talking about how I'm such an anxious person, but it's a good thing I'm also a dumb person because I can use my dumb to calm down my anxious.
That's a funny setup, bro.
It's fun. I just got to figure out one more thing, because I don't like I've got a placeholder in where like if I start freaking out, ask me why an oven isn't called a macrowave.
Okay.
It's not my favorite. It was just something that I got sitting like right there.
Yeah.
But my fun part is you're like, if you see Paxton and he's like about to have a meltdown, ask him to spell receipt. He's done for 2 to 4 hours. And then I sit there and I say, like, I'm telling you honestly right now, I've been speak to texting that word ever since speak to text was a thing. And before that, I didn't know that word.
That's funny.
I'll never happen again, but I had a very positive heckler in the audience. She goes, spell it. And I go, I can't. It's just like so bewildered. Like, I'm telling you I can't. And then you're like, prove you can.
Try it in front of us.
I know there's a P in there somewhere,
It's in
but that's
there.
it.
It's in there. That EI throw me off. I don't know if it's IE, EI, yeah.
And that's another thing I've got with it is like they always say I before E except after C, except for all these 100 examples where that's not the case. But you get to figure it out.
They just was saying stuff, man. So much stuff they told us just it's not true, bro.
Right? You're just like throwing stuff at the wall to see if it sticks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, Blake, is this timer right? We've already done.
We're in an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's probably a good cutting off point anyways, because I'll be honest, I have to pee so badly.
Perfect.
But this has been an amazing episode, man. This has been very fun.
Thank
We'd
you,
love to
man.
have you back in the future.
Yeah, man.
We're about to start opening up to like bigger groups at one time too. So like just like old school, like sitting in the back of the comedy club, like shooting shit.
It'd
It's
be
gonna
awesome
be a lot
to
of
get you on
fun.
with RJ.
That would be cool,
Yeah.
man.
Awesome.
We
That would
make-
be
we
a
should-
really
We'll
fun
make
one.
that
That's
happen.
my boy. Yeah.
Awesome, man. So for the people at home, one more time, will you plug up your social media where they can find you? It looks like you've got merch too, which I forgot to address.
Oh yeah, this is me.
Is that something they can buy online?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So
godisgood.shop.
awesome.
Godisgood.shop. I'm Trey Mack live on everything. Trey with the EY, Mac with the CK, live with the VE. Go watch my special, man. Everything. I'm really proud of it.
Go watch Have Fun too.
Watch Have Fun.
This looks
too.
amazing.
I'm proud of it. Even when I watch it, you know how you critique yourself.
You know, man, it's hard to be proud of your shit when you're
It's
a comic.
It's hard to be
so
proud.
like, if you are, good for you. That's incredible.
And I almost didn't put it out. Like after the show, my mom rode me with me to the show. I was like, the crowd wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. It was older. It was like a lot of my dad friends and stuff.
Right.
I was like, man, it just the energy wasn't right. She was like, but you had like a whole bunch of family in the room and they enjoyed themselves and we laughed. She was like, put it out. She just see it like you did. She named this one. My mom always tells me to have fun before I go on stage.
Oh, that's fun.
So she named my first one and my dad named my second one. They both was in the room. So I'm just proud of it, man. So I hope you laugh. I hope you like it. Just give it a shot.
Awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah.
And for me, if y'all will go ahead and follow me at pbailey_comedy and Dingbat District Pod on Instagram and TikTok. We post a new episode on YouTube once a week and new clips every single day. So y'all make sure you subscribe to the episode if you haven't already. Other than that, thanks for watching. Bye.